The other day I was getting a new tire for my bike, and the clerk asked me, "Do you need some reflectors?" I said, "I don't know." And he said, "Here, you can have these for nothing." I was surprised and a bit taken aback, and so I said, "Wow, thanks. Do you give these out to everyone?" And he said, "Sure, our customers are no good to us dead." I thought he had a pretty good point, and as I was riding home, I started thinking. As paranoid and cynical as I am most of the time about people, I have to admit that humanity sometimes has its moments. Once I was going through a used record store because I had this goofy song going through my head that I hadn't heard since I was a kid. Anyway, I found the album, but it was $14, and I didn't want to pay that much for one song, so I asked the guy behind the counter, "Hey man, I can't really afford this. Would you mind playing this one song?" He said, "Oh my God, that's one of the worst songs ever written. No way am I going to play that damn thing. I'll tell you what, though. If you can get that piece of shit album at least 5 miles away from me, you can have it. Deal? You have horrible taste. Now get the hell out of my store." So I said, "Thank you." And he said, "Oh, no problem. You're welcome." And I left. Another time, a couple of years ago, I was flying home for Thanksgiving, and I had on this cool old 1970s coat with a faux fur collar. The stewardess said, "I like your coat." And I said, "Thanks," and we chatted about the marvels of eBay and second-hand shops for a few minutes. I slept through much of the flight, but when I woke up, she brought me a couple of boxed dinners and said, "You missed dinner, and I didn't want to wake you. Take these. Just don't tell anyone, okay?" And I said, "Okay." I would have thought that this was just a fluke, but on the flight back, basically the same thing happened, like this. "Nice coat. Thanks. eBay." "Great." I sat down. "Didn't want to wake you. Here, food. Thank you." And so on. By the way, I don't have any delusions about being so charming that I melt the hearts of flight attendants. I really think it was just my coat. I realize that all these stories thus far are just about me getting things for free, but while appreciated, they were nothing compared to this last one. When I was about 19, I was driving somewhere in New Hampshire with my brother, and we stopped at a Burger King. I had very long hair at the time, and right by the bathroom was a group of about 12 college students who looked like this. One of them said, "Get a haircut," which must have been a very funny thing to say because the rest of them went, Anyway, so I said, "Yeah, okay, no problem," and went into the bathroom. When I came out, the guy was standing there with 3 of his friends, and he said, "Did you say fuck you to me?" And I said, "No." And he said, "I think you said fuck you to me." And I said, "No, I didn't." And he said, "Yes, you did." And I said, "No, I didn't." And he said, "Yes, you did." Just then, a very low voice behind me said, "No, he didn't." I turned around, and sitting there was this 300-pound biker guy who I am guessing had his own methods of dealing with injustices. Anyway, the situation seemed to evaporate right there. As I passed by this guy's table, I said, "Thanks, man." And he said, "Take care, kid." And I left.